Okay. Hi, welcome to Stories with Issues. My name is Jeremy.
I'm Eduardo.
And today we are going over my all-time favorite superhero, Blue Beetle. I like him better than any of the DC characters and better than any of the Marvel characters.
Better than Spider-Man?
Definitely better than Spider-Man. This is like Spider-Man on steroids with how powerful and how awesome he is. The man, or well, the teenager, I guess, could kill Superman if he was more mature and more experienced.
That's a hot take.
He, literally can do almost anything.
Who is he?
Well, we're going over the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, which is my favorite one, although Ted Kord is also freaking awesome, and the reason why is because, so, Batman, he hides in the dark all the time. His whole thing is that he fights crime in the night. Ted Kord is like Batman in the daytime.
You said that, and it reminded me to that line from The Dark Knight Rises. Mm-hmm. You were born and you were shaped by the light. I was born with it, morphed by it. I never saw the light, and I was like,
okay, well,
I probably said that line wrong. I don't care.
Quick backstory on Ted Kord and Jaime Reyes. It depends on which version you go by, because the Rebirth version has it different. But
is this Rebirth?
This is I'm pretty sure the New 52 version.
Okay.
But basically what happens is Ted Kord was the original Blue Beetle. He, like I said, was Batman, but in the daytime. He would fight crime during the daytime, and he did it awesomely. He had lasers, he had grappling hooks. He was amazing. He also worked at, Kord Labs, and had his own, or he found, well, actually, no, scratch that. In this version, it's a little different. In some versions, he finds the scarab that attaches to Jaime Reyes, and others he doesn't. Point being, though, is he is killed. There are different ways that he's killed. In the version where he has the scarab, he's killed in an explosion set by different villains. Then the scarab flies out of the rummage and...
Pause this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You kick Johnny out.
What's up, Johnny?
Come on, Johnny, get out. Johnny.
Yeah.
Alright, back into the episode. Yeah. That was my cat.
And, Jaime Reyes is skateboarding nearby when this happens, and the scarab flies through the rubble and everything, and he finds it, and it crawls up his arm and attaches to his spine.
How about we go for the writer and artist of this book?
This version, which the writers of this version is Keith Giffen, John Rogers, and the illustrator is Coley Hamner. In this version, Ted Kord is dead, but Jaime Reyes actually finds his scarab elsewhere, and I'll get into that as we start the book. So we start off in the dead center of space next to the moon, and you see fly past the moon what looks to be like a meteor, and it lands in the desert of Earth. It goes past the moon and hits Earth with this huge kaboom with the classic letters and everything, and a big explosion.
That's called onomatopoeia, Jeremy.
Onomatopoeia. And,
go to hell.
Immediately, you see a dark blue with light blue fingertips hand crawl out of the explosion and onto the ground. And it goes and it looks at his shoulder, and you see that it's Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, a person with blue and black armor, and he's steaming and he's partially on fire, and he stands up looking completely dazed and confused, not understanding where he is. And from the distance, he hears somebody yelling and says, hey, who are you? And he's looking around, he's, what, who's saying that? And you see behind him there's a green glow, a green light glowing behind him.
Is that?
And you go, and you see he's shocked by a green blast of
The Green Lantern!
pure energy.
The Green
And
Lantern?
you immediately know that it's Green Lantern,
Yes!
as you can see Green Lantern's boot, except it's not Hal Jordan Green Lantern.
Oh.
Because as Jaime Reyes is, you see a trail left in the dirt from him sliding across the ground from being shot. He turns and he looks up, and he realizes it's not Kyle Rayner.
Is that Kyle Rayner?
That's Guy Gardner.
That's
the
Guy Gardner.
red-headed, stubborn a-hole that he is.
I forgot about Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner is kind of a sleazebag, but he can be real when it counts. And he has to be. He's a Green Lantern. There's obviously a level of responsibility that he has with him. He's just more of a hothead. Like, Al Jordan's a flyboy, but he's a hothead. And he yells at Jaime, "What are you?" And he's like, and Jaime's talking to himself. He's like, "Crap! It's the crazy Green Lantern, the crazy one, and he's probably gonna kill me." Which, just from him saying it's the crazy one, you know definitely it's Guy Gardner. And you see Guy Gardner through the vision of Jaime Reyes.
Dude, that looks great.
And it's all tinted blue, and you see some weird alien scripts, like around Guy Gardner as if it was scanning him.
Like the Terminator vision.
And he starts talking to himself, saying, "What? I got a what?" And all of a sudden, out of his arm, it starts manifesting into these wing type things.
Dude.
And he's like, "Oh, all right, cool." And finally, Guy Gardner says something. He's like, "Kill you, I kill you, you son of a," and like screams, "Kill you," while literally point blank shooting a huge blast of energy at Jaime. But Jaime uses these wing things and kind of puts them together in a jagged motion, like squares interlocking, to create a giant shield. And he's screaming because he's obviously scared, and he's only a teenager.
How old is he?
And
How old is he?
he is probably like a junior, maybe senior in high school. So he's
Oh,
young.
really
Right?
young.
Yeah, no, he's young. He's our age. But like I said, you see him blasting his shield, and Jaime screaming because he's young, and you see Guy Gardner scream at him, "I will kill you."
Dude. Well, I guess he
And-
doesn't know how young he is, so.
You see in this orange text the phrase "I will kill you," and it zooms in on Jaime's scarab, and it just says with a pencil in a blue box, and then the orange box says
Yeah, so it's, it's
a
narration.
dull pencil, and yes, you realize it's a narration. And
why can't we start the stories where they begin and not when they're interesting?
you'll see.
Have you seen Rick and
It goes
Morty?
back and forth. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Oh, okay,
But-
never mind. It's a Perch episode.
And then it goes to some more, what is it, dialogue, and it's saying, "You don't believe I can do it?" And now we know the person who asked that is named Brenda, because it says, "No, Brenda, I don't believe you have a dull pencil." And she then says, "Shut up, Jaime." And so you realize that it's Jaime Reyes talking to Brenda, his friend. And he's saying, like, because you get up at like 4 a.m., iron your homework, your homework papers completely flat, wash your paper clips, and sharpen all of your pencils. And you see his friend Pablo snickering behind him. And he's like, kind of saying in a sly voice, making fun of her, like, "Must be sharp. All so pretty and sharp." And I'm sorry, not Pablo. I don't know why I said Pablo. His name's Paco.
Mexican names.
But Brenda tells him to taste her hate. and tells Jaime that he promised to take the algebra problems if she outlines the book report.
Sounds like a fair trade.
Yeah, they're basically working together. And they're just talking, and Paco's saying, oh, you know, more homework, more studying, yada, yada, yada. If I don't study, I don't get homework, I win. And Jaime's saying, like, not everyone's going for an ulcer before junior prom, Brenda. And Brenda cuts in and tells Paco that he could do better if he tried, and they're just having, you know, this playful banter and stuff, and they keep talking, and all they're doing is making fun of each other, and they reference video game references, like how Paco doesn't like spawn campers and stuff, and it's all, you know, it's all a joke. And
Teenage talk.
Jaime finally speaks up through Paco and Brenda's bickering, and he's like, you're not my friends, I'm your babysitter.
Nice.
To which Paco says, maybe I'm stupid, but I'm not crazy. Like, somebody thinking she's gonna be a lawyer making fun of Brenda. And Jaime is like, dude, you're an idiot. And Brenda then proceeds to basically judo flip
Oh,
Paco
snap. I
by
love
grabbing
that
his
move.
arm and throwing him in the dirt.
That is a nice move. Nice move.
And yeah, he hits with quite a thump.
He's
And
big.
and
He's a
it,
big
sorry,
dude.
it wasn't Aikido, or it wasn't judo, it was Aikido. So I don't do either. I don't know a lot about either, so I just took a wild guess. But he said, I thought you quit Aikido, and she tells him, I moved my volunteer shift to Thursdays. Which Paco then says the dumb phrase, thought you, or no, lucky you hit like a girl. Or no, lucky you are a girl. And she said, why? And he says, guys don't hit girls. To which she exclaims, oh, fathers do. Which Jaime is rolling his eyes, and he's like, this is just stupid. But then he sees something in the dirt, and he yells, hey, check it out. And he said, something's under the sand, and told Paco that whatever it is, his butt, when he hit the ground, almost buried it. And he picks it up and he says it's some kind of bug.
Huh.
Which you then
I was
see
expecting it
it's
to be much bigger.
It's a tiny blue metallic stone, like scarab shaped thing. And you know, Brenda's still being Brenda. She's like, ew, gross, and Paco's making fun of her, saying, oh, you're scared of a tiny bug and stuff.
It's not even real.
Yeah. And they keep making fun of each other. Lots of banter, but then it finally
back to the fight.
flashes back to the fight between Guy Gardner and Blue Beetle. And Blue Beetle's asking, he's like, please, mister, I gotta tell you, I don't even know how this thing works. And he's referring to his scarab, but doesn't know actually what it... I'm sure Guy Gardner doesn't even realize what he's talking about. But he then says K, which means what, if you don't speak Spanish. He does, and no, I didn't learn that from him. But it opens up...
Rub it in.
It opens up with this metallic shifting noise, and you see his armor is doing something weird again.
Hold on. Is it communicating with him?
Yes.
That's why he was like, yeah.
That's why he was talking to himself earlier. He's not actually talking to himself. He's talking to the scarab.
Yeah, but when he said what, that was him talking to the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap!
Well, one noticing because there was shifting in his armor, but also two because he was talking to him.
Okay.
And you see, it's talking to him, and he's scared and he gasps, and all of a sudden, the two mandibles that are coming off of the scarab on his back have an electric arc going between them, kind of like a Tesla coil. And he's like, "What, man? What are you looking?" And he looks at his armor, and he says, "Oh no. and he sees this kind of bulge going down his arm, growing across his arm.
Dude.
And it's sparking with blue light, and
that is so awesome.
all of a sudden it opens into this kind of funnel vacuum thing, and it shoots this huge bolt of electricity at Guy Gardner, and he barely manages to block with a shield of his green light. And it even makes the thunder noise of the the cracks and the thumbs and everything, and Jaime's like exclaiming, he's like, I'm not making these wings, because he starts flying in the air with what was his shield is now like wings. Like I said, it shifted, so it all moved around onto his back, and it looks like wings now. And he's like, it's magic armor, and hey, I can fly. And he's kind of just lifting, and Guy Gardner then uses his ring to create a green fist to grab his foot.
That doesn't look green, that looks yellow.
And he starts banging, he's like, please, I just want to... And Guy Gardner makes a drill or a jackhammer and starts hitting him.
Dude!
And Jaime's just exclaiming, I just want to go home. And then it cuts back again.